Along with the new year, KurtzPel released a fairly large update that has changed a lot of the way the game functions, and has made a lot of my content on KurtzPel out of date. I'd like to take a quick glance over the changes and give a little bit of my opinion overall on the game state right now, starting with the good things. The DLC karmas can now be purchased for 100 chase points in your karma affinity window, however need to be ranked up and leveled similar to the other karmas. It's awesome now that the DLC karmas don't have such a high barrier to entry, and we don't need to put in 40 hours of farming in order to get any. The new monster PvE setup is awesome, however something I noticed during play was that raid was actually easier than scout. I'm sure it's just a numbers thing, and the fact that most players in the raid have been playing the game for a while, so it just becomes a DPS race between yourself and your teammates. Scout players just aren't as familiar with the game, and I've had a couple times where I ended up 1v1ing the boss, so I couldn't CC it long enough to revive anyone. The new karma skill tree and inventory features look really good, and are nice to make things less ambiguous. Alongside the new menus for inventory and karmas, we have a mouse mode to play the game in a way which controls almost identically to World of Warcraft. It makes it very easy to navigate menus. The new soundtrack is pretty good, and the fact that you can achieve A rank in PvP without worrying about any demotions is really nice. Except that at E rank you fight bots, which are basically fast moving Roombas with a left click. If it were totally up to me, we would face players in the E rank and nothing would be locked behind PvP content. So we wouldn't need the demotion safe zone. However, that's my own personal beef as a PvE player. The new karma skill tree may look really good, but the way you get points to unlock skills is really annoying. It might be because I'm already level 4 with most of my weapons and thus have a lot of skills I can unlock, but I'm just missing DP. Not only which has a limit on the number of times you can get it per day between PvE or PvP, but a cap on the amount that you can hold. If you can accumulate the stuff faster than you rank up your weapons, it's all good. However, if you can't, this will really hold some players back once players start getting those skills. The last thing I'd like to talk about is the lack of storyline and the removal of the previous one. I might be wrong, but searching around I haven't found any way to replay the storyline, and from what people have been saying in the comments of my walkthrough, it just isn't around anymore. Again, this is my own beef as a PvE player. I'd love to see a full storyline for KurtzPel, and if possible, slightly more grounded hub world. We aren't floating above the ocean anymore, so I guess that's a big improvement. Overall, I would recommend the game. It's pretty fun, and being free to play, you don't lose anything from trying it. However, if you're more focused on PvE content like myself, I don't think you'll find much content in KurtzPel. Before playing the game, I initially only looked at the Steam page, and so I actually found that it was supposed to be PvP and PvE focused. However, I never checked KurtzPel's actual website, which is branded towards a PvP co-op style, so I don't think I'll be playing the game anymore. The most recent update also upset a lot of people who spent money on their sub-karmas, since now they can all be unlocked for free through a really grindy process. However, I don't really have much to say about that. Thank you for watching, and make sure to have a good one.